welcome to another episode of In the Nude. Today I want to talk about letting go of results. We naturally look for the end result of things. We look for how the effort we're putting forth is going to showcase itself, see something instantaneous, right? Like we love when we hit a button and instantly know what it is. We want to eat a candy bar and immediately gain weight so we can connect the two versus how life actually works. It's the same reason why there's a catharsis to cleaning or vacuuming, that you see the tangible results of the effort you just put forth. One of the hardest things that I have been learning, but one of the best things that I have been learning for its impact and cohesiveness through healing, through life, is letting go of the idea of those results. The results are an ego-driven thing, right? They're a tangible, we must know, we must see. There's this clutching for status, other people's opinions, money, things, the life we thought we should have, what things should look like. All of that is all results. All of that is ego. Why? It's not necessarily bad that we want those things. It's completely natural we do. But the ego, the part of us that needs to have the tangible, is still connected to us having this viewpoint that somehow that tangible thing we're going for, whether it's a promotion at work or it's a showcasing that we're healed, or it's a affluence level, or it's a number of vacation, it's a tangible way that we can point to and say, see, we have value. See, the work I put in is worthwhile. See, I've achieved. See, my status. See, me. But when we can let go of those things, those results, there is this amazing freedom that comes to yourself with that. And it's extremely hard. We're told over and over and over, whether it's commercials saying you need something, or it's this feeling of lack and comparison that we naturally do with each other, or it's social media showing a shopping haul, or it's all of these. There's so many imparts that we can hear, we can come into ourselves that are constantly making us compare and contrast ourselves, constantly trying to have us vie for those results. But when we can let go of trying to achieve those results, and we can come back to ourselves, when we can accept and start trying to go from the truth of, okay, I'm going to try to let go of the fact I need to be perfect to be loved. I'm going to let go of I need to be productive to have worth. I'm going to let go of those things, and I'm going to embody the idea that I'm living and therefore I'm worthy. I am a literal, if you look into the science of it, magic and miracle to have gone from egg and sperm to human. Despite it happening frequently, it's still statistically crazy. I'm going to mentally accept that I have worth and it doesn't adjust. Other people's view of me may adjust based on my actions, but my innate value of a breathing human being, living being, doesn't change, right? We can know it mentally, but coming into our person and embodying it metabolically, just knowing, when we can start taking the practice of letting go of results. What do I mean? What does it look like practically? Okay, so I, like most people, love that cathartic, cleaning, everything is cleared up and you can see the effort you put forth. I love going to the gym and then you start seeing the results before that, right? But what does it look like? It's making yourself do things where you have delayed gratification, right? I am guilty of, I have the mental clarity of understanding that I want to be a fit for my life person, right? Fit for my life may be different than fit for your life, right? I'm currently not there, okay? But I am not physically working on that. Mentally, I'm there, but physically, I haven't taken in the work and all that because, to be honest, for young kids, I get exhausted quite frequently. And yes, exercise would help with that, but motivation, mental health, all those, okay, judge away if you want to, but I just being blunt, honest. So for me, a tangible way I could practice that is forcing myself to do the thing that loves myself and the future self, right? And taking the time to put in the work. I'm not going to see results on day one. I'm not going to see results on day 2 or week 2 or month 2. I am a person that I used to go to the gym all the time, like 6 days a week. I know I'm a person who it's literally over a year before I'm going to start seeing physical results that look much different than what I have right now. Emotionally, I will be in a much better place. Mentally, I will be in a much better place. But like the visual cues of this work has given me results, right? So doing something, taking something that gives you delayed gratification, forcing yourself to, okay, maybe you won't feel better right this second for making yourself go on a walk, right? But you know that it will help you eventually. You know that right now, choosing to have the apple, right, when you want to have a bag of potato chips, is not going to do huge results, but you know it's loving yourself because of all the nutrition that's right there, right? It's taking these small, simple ways of choosing to adjust from listening to or watching something that makes you feel worse about yourself to listening to something that may not be as relaxing for you, but you know that you'll be encouraged by it, right? It's choosing any type of small actions where you can practice having delayed gratification. You want a candy bar? Awesome. Maybe the practice is you make yourself think, I want a candy bar 10 times before you go and you take a bite of a candy bar, right? This is not going to be an easy practice. This is not going to be a thing that's like super intuitive. It's the idea of you are trying to push yourself away from needing to think a thing and then have a thing. Want that tangible result, right? And that doesn't mean all the time. We all have to have, I freak out and clean and like manically get everything straightened because it makes me feel better. I'm not talking about in all areas of life, but in small ways, if you can practice doing it tangibly, it will help you with the reality of how healing works, right? Because you're sitting there and you can often feel like you're hitting your head against the wall over and over and over again, but you're growing foundational roots. You're relearning and having to go from mentally understanding something to metabolically owning that truth. And so your results that you're looking for, the tangible difference you're looking for, you're not seeing because you're doing the root work, which is fantastic and wonderful. But that practice of doing things and adjusting and trying to help yourself see the delay of gratification can help you in releasing the idea that the effort and the journey that you're on is for the result. It's going to the gym because you know you want to love yourself and you know that your body needs to have muscle on it because it helps bone strength. It's going to the gym because you know that it helps your body feel healthy, and if your body feels healthy, your brain feels healthy and you can do the day better. And it's letting go of having the body type that you think you should have, right? Or the opinions of others thinking of you as whatever. It's letting go of those things and being in the present moment for doing the thing, for the journey of the thing. It's like going on a hike because you're like, you know what? I want to be outside and I'm going to enjoy the process instead of being so convinced on, okay, here's a simple example. Okay. Speaking of how much I like results, speaking of so much of how I perfectionist workaholism, I went on a silent retreat for the first time 2 years ago. And it was a really good gift for myself because I don't do that well. I do it well now comparatively, but I'm still in the process of learning how to like not have to constantly escape into something or do something or achieve something, right? So I take myself to Tennessee, the mountains of Tennessee, and I go onto the Appalachian Trail. And at first I'm walking, I'm trying to be present, I'm looking around, it's so beautiful, fantastic, I'm enjoying the experience. And then I'm like, this is fun. I wonder how long it takes to hike the whole Appalachian Trail. I wonder what the fastest somebody has done that is. I look it up and then, I don't just start there. I notice, okay, there's unassisted and assisted, right? Okay, these are the two numbers of like how fast somebody goes. And then in my head, I sit there and I calculate out how many, like they say how many days or whatever. I'm like, okay, so to keep up and try to match that speed or beat that speed, what number of hours is a feasible amount to go hiking per day, right? And then I was like, okay, if you're doing that per day and you're trying to beat this time frame, what's the miles per hour you would have to be moving in order to do? Okay, that's a crazy person. I get that's a crazy person, but that's how much I was not being present in the moment of just experiencing the beautiful hike. And I got so distracted by needing to achieve my value, needing to prove something, needing to be the best at something. And I sat there and started quantitating, thinking about the pace. And then I started walking at that pace, trying to see what it would be like. Of course, you have to have a pack and all that. So it's vastly different than what I was doing because I had a tiny little bag. But all that to say, it's not doing what I did, but it's instead going on the hike and enjoying whatever the pace that feels good for you to do and experiencing the hike and not doing it for the end result of beating a time or the end result of getting to the view, but just being present with what you're doing. The more we can let go of these results, the more we can let go of these opinions, the more we can let go of these boxes and thought processes on what should be, and the more we experience where we are, the more we experience what is, the more quickly you get to not only a there you were aiming for, but a much better there than you could have even imagined. Where you start having that thrive that you're going for exactly where you are and along the journey. And it isn't intuitive to do it because we're inundated continuously about all the things that we're needing or lacking or going after or what we should do or what is, and like these standards of living that we're comparing ourselves. Try. Just for today. Choose one thing and make yourself have a little bit of delayed gratification. Choose one thing, and when you start to see yourself trying to get to the end of whatever it is, maybe you're in traffic. Maybe you're in traffic and you're like, I just want to be home. You're wishing away part of your journey, even if it seems frustrating at the time. Decide right then, you know what? No, I'm going to make this fun. I'm stuck here. I can't do anything about it anyway. Put on a song you love. And decide, you know what? I'm going to make the best of where I am right now. And dance in a little car jig and try to have fun with the moment. Listen to a podcast. Listen to, I don't know, but practice that today in some tiny way. You'll be surprised how those tiny little adjustments of trying to just be where you are and let go of the shoulds and let go of this othering that we do to ourselves, to our life. It becomes so beautiful where we can just experience what we have, to experience the process. You're worth that.